After transferring from USC, JT Daniels got to start with Georgia more than halfway through last season, but after that, going 4-0 with the Bulldogs, including a comeback win over Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl. Well, entering this season, Daniels looking for a lot of things. One, get Georgia back to the SEC championship. After missing out last season, they'd like to, of course, make it to the playoff, and then to improve his draft stock and potentially win the Heisman. Taking a look at the odds, Daniel fifth right now as a favorite with 12-1 odds to win the Heisman Trophy, sitting behind Oklahoma's Spencer Rattler, Clemson's DJ Uiagalelei, Alabama's Bryce Young, then Ohio State's CJ Stroud. So what does Daniels think about this upcoming season? He spoke to our Barrett Salih at SEC Media Days.
All right, JT Daniels, quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs. I guess first let's talk a little bit about last season. Obviously, you didn't get in till late in the season. How frustrating was that for you?
Frustrating in terms of, you mentally feel like you're ready to play football, but you're physically not, which sucks. But you just take it week to week. Like, obviously I wanted to be playing, but there's just nothing you can do. You keep getting your leg better and you keep getting reps, and then when it was time to go, I think I took advantage of it, and it worked out.
You and a lot of your teammates that were draft eligible announced you're coming back. Most of y'all had unfinished business
right.
as the hashtag. What kind of camaraderie did that build in the offseason, and knowing that a lot of you guys that are draft eligible feel like you owe something to the program and want to win a championship?
Yeah, it's great to have when you have a lot of guys come back, especially guys that could have been drafted. Like when you look at the offense, everyone that played against Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl is back. Just having that rapport and that development already puts you ahead of the curve. Then when you bring guys like Devontae White and Jordan Davis and Adam Anderson, just so many guys that are Jamari, so many guys that are natural-born leaders and, are not average people, not average players, that boosts you even farther forward. Having that unfinished business and so many guys buy into it, big deal.
Georgia brings in Todd Monken last year. Such an odd offseason. He didn't really get a chance to practice. I guess two parts. A, how did that affect the offense last year, knowing you didn't get a lot of reps in the offseason and preparation? And what can fans expect now that you actually do have that real offseason?
Well, nobody did. So, your offense didn't get as much, and it takes an offense more practice than it takes a defense. Defenses had less reps. In general, it was probably just a less crisp. Everybody that played football last year, obviously, it was a pandemic year. In terms of this year, you had a full spring. So everybody that played against Cincinnati coming back. A lot of guys that played the whole year. You just have a lot of consistent development from a lot of really good players. You just get more defined. You do simple better. You do small things are not small things anymore. They're done. They're just details. Just a lot of things that contribute that you don't realize that contribute going into a successful offense are a lot further along than they were last year.
Do you feel like Todd's built that system around you?
Yeah.
Like how's that rapport?
It's his system. I think it benefits quarterbacks that are, can go to the line and change the play, can enhance the play. Like you have packages where you go to the line, the quarterback calls it based on a certain look, and that's all installed. And if you have a quarterback that can handle it, that plays into his strengths as a coordinator, which, he'll say it to you, he'll say it to anybody. That's how he wants football. That's how he wants his football to be played, is he wants the quarterback to be in control of the final say and be the one that, because, he could, no matter what he does, and this is what he says, he could never call a perfect game. Nobody can. You call a play before the defense is out there. I think his system just benefits my strengths more than the system is built around me.
You lose George Pickens, obviously.
Yeah.
Still could come back this year, depending on rehab. Just where's your wide receiver core right now, knowing that George is at least not going to be there early on?
Say it's pretty loaded. You have, it's rare that you have the receiving core that we do in terms of, and this is just receiving core in specific, but it's the O-line, tight ends, and running backs, and quarterbacks, really. You have a ridiculous number of guys that are mentally ready and talented enough to step in and play, and you don't look out there and question, can he do this? You have so many guys. You have a 3 deep of guys that, if they're in, we're playing ball.
Yeah. You have, obviously, Eric Gilbert, Kirby said, is going to be eligible this year. Darnell Washington, obviously, is a monster in terms of tight ends, or even really hybrid tight ends, because they kind of both are hybrid tight ends. How much of an advantage does that get you, knowing they're basically a matchup nightmare wherever they go?
That is exactly what they are. It's their matchup nightmare. Anytime you can move a tight end around, you get tells for what a coverage is based on who goes out with them. And then two, you get, like, if you put a corner on them, it's hard for a human being to stop Darnell, like, let alone a cornerback, like anybody. It's hard, like Jordan Davis. If Jordan Davis ran a 4.4, like, I don't even think he could stop Darnell. So, you have guys like that are just, they're problems, and they're confusing for a defense. When you can do a lot of things with them and they get it and they understand what to do, it's difficult to stop.
And taking a look at the odds to win the SEC, Georgia behind Alabama, but hopefully they'll get a chance. According to Georgia, they missed out on the SEC championship last season, finishing behind Florida in the SEC East.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.